Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about Up Banking, which is an online bank which you may have heard of, you may not have heard of. And I wanted to talk a bit about why I moved from NAB banking as my main bank to Up Banking as my main bank. I just wanted to start off by saying as well that I'm not being paid by Up or anything like that to talk about it. This is just something that genuinely interests me, so I thought I'd share a bit about it. I do have a sign up code below, which will give you $5 if you sign up, and it'll give me $5. It's available, it's a code that's available to anyone through the app, so feel free to use it if you want to sign up. So getting right into it, there's kind of two main reasons why I decided to jump into Up in the first place. It was probably maybe a year and a half ago, might have even been 2 years ago, it was a while ago now. And my two initial reasons for getting onto Up was super high interest rates compared to NAB and other banks, particularly the big four, and also the ability to track your spending. So the first point was when I signed up, interest rates were quite high. They've obviously dropped recently because of all the negative stuff happening with the economy. But when I first signed up, the interest rate for your savings account was, I think it was 2.75%. So almost 3%, which is way higher than a lot of other bank savers that I'd used previously. And the only catch was that you had to make 5 transactions per month on your card to qualify for the bonus interest. And I'm really happy because today still the interest rate is pretty high. Like I said, it's dropped a bit, so it's down to 1.85%, but still, considering the state of the economy, it's not a bad rate. But that was kind of the first thing that really got me interested in Up, and sort of started me moving some of my cash over to their bank. So the second thing that I initially jumped over to Up for was the promise of being able to track your spending. So if you go into the app, you can see obviously all your transaction history. You also have the ability to look at a particular vendor or like shop or whatever that you've spent money at and see your history with that particular shop, which I thought would be a pretty cool feature. So I can give you your all-time spend at that particular shop or store, the average amount of money you spend there. You can see which months you spend the most money, you spent the most money at that particular store. But I actually found that I really didn't use that feature that much really. Since then I haven't really had to use it at all, just because I think I'm already fairly on top of my budget, so I don't really need to see how often I'm spending, although it's sometimes interesting to just look at. And the other main reason why I initially jumped over to Up, which I forgot to mention, was it had Apple Pay, which NAB at the time didn't have. And NAB now has caught up and has Apple Pay as well, but that was definitely a big factor when I jumped over. So today, year and a half, 2 years into Up, I'm still using it, and I actually use it way more than I use NAB now. So you might be wondering, what reasons have I stuck around for aside from the high interest rate, considering the fact that I don't really use the tracking feature that much, and NAB now has Apple Pay. And so the reason I'm using Up more nowadays than NAB is basically for 3 main reasons. The first reason is I just really like the user interface. I use NAB internet banking as well, but the user interface for Up is just so much better, I think. It's super quick and easy to log into with Face ID, which is something that the NAB app doesn't have. I also love how easy it is to create saving accounts. You can create as many as you want, and then you can add a target. So you've got like a little progress bar on each account, which I think is kind of cool. It gives you like a quick visual picture of how far your savings are along that particular account or for that particular goal, which I think is pretty cool. And I do kind of like their monthly summaries, so you can sort of see what categories you've spent the most money in, how much money's come in, how much money's gone out, and the different locations that you've been spending the most at. And it's just super easy and quick to use. Like, I find it much more intuitive than the NAB app, which is a bit more corporate and kind of clunky in some ways. They've definitely improved the NAB app a lot over the last 12 months, but still I think Up has just like really got the edge when it comes to just a great user interface. So the second main reason that I still use Up to this day, and more dominantly than NAB, is the high interest rates. Like I said, the current interest rate for Up is 1.85%. Hopefully once the economy starts to recover and interest rates go up again, that will increase. And again, caveat is still that the base rate is 0.1% interest. So you have to make at least 5 transactions per month to qualify for the bonus interest rate, which is 1.85%. But what I use Up mainly for is for my spending account for all of my food expenses. So within a week, I easily, make at least 5 transactions. So that's not really a problem for me. And the last reason why I really prefer the Up app over the NAB app is ease of transfers. I'm sure we've all experienced the frustration of going out for dinner with friends, or whatever, trying to split some money with some friends, and it's just really clunky having to go into your NAB app, enter their BSB, their account number, blah blah blah, and make the transfer. And I find with NAB it's still a bit clunky. Like, it's improved. You can use Pay ID now, but in order to find out if someone has Pay ID or not, it's still just not that intuitive. Whereas with Up, it's kind of like a chat box that you can send money through. So you just hit the plus button. You can either use Pay an Upsider or enter Pay ID, which is the one I usually use. So just go enter Pay ID, and then the cool thing is you can just hit search phone contacts, search for the contact, and if they have Pay ID, then they instantly appear as someone you can send money instantly to. And then because it's linked to your contact, it creates this chat window that you can just go send money, enter the amount with the message, and just hit send, and it goes straight away. So it kind of feels like just texting someone money, which is like super handy, and I find it really quick and easy and intuitive. So overall, I definitely recommend the Up Bank as a potential bank if you're looking for a really easy to use system that's got high interest rates and potentially Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever your preferred system is. The other cool thing is I still don't know that many people who actually use Up, but it's definitely not a barrier. I know that some payment systems require friends to all be on the same platform for it to work easily, but Up definitely isn't like that. Like I said, you can just hit send if they've got Pay ID. You can enter their BSB and account number if they don't have Pay ID. But again, it's very straightforward, very simple, very easy to use. So if you're kind of my age, you don't have a whole stack of credit cards or a mortgage and stuff like that, then I think it's a great option apart from the big four. It's also linked with Bendigo Bank. I think they use Bendigo Bank accounts to store the money, so you can rest assured that it's definitely a safe platform. It's not like some weird startup that's gonna run off with all your money. And another cool little fact is that Up Bank is actually based in Melbourne, which is my home city. So if you think it's something you might be interested in trying out, again, like I said, feel free to use the sign up code in the description box, which is just NICKKENDALL. This will give you a free $5 when you sign up, and then I think if you make 5 transactions within the first 30 days, then you'll get another $5. And vice versa, so I'll get the $5 as well. Other than that, hope you found this helpful and somewhat interesting. I will see you next week in the next video.